Could laugh about it now, wasn't funny collecting cans. These are just some of the many stories and many tales we talk about on Who is Mr. Wonderful Volume 1, The Man. We're about to get into explaining the album, the project, the producers, the motivation, and how it all came to be. So you are now tuned in. You're now tapped in. I'm your boy, Mr. Wonderful, and let's get right into it. You're going to hear a lot about the environment on this project. And, it's the same environment that, many of us come from, right? Projects, public housing, low-income apartments, right? That's the story for many of us, right? But we're going to tell a couple of parts of that story. We're going to tell the other side of that story, right? I've watched many families, along with my family, battle with addiction, and that addiction led many of us to, being adopted. And we're thankful for those people that stepped up and played that part. So, like I said, we're telling the same story. We're just putting our own spin on it. And, we survived all of that, right? We came up from all of that, and that's what this project is about. It's about, talking about how it is to come out on the other side of all of those different obstacles. So on this project, it's 7 songs, goodness, and we're gonna get into, where the idea for the 7 songs came from and the different things we implementing in this specific project, Who is Mr. Wonderful, The Man, Volume 1. This project is a part of a 3-part project that I plan on dropping this year. The Man, the Myth, the Legend. So Volume 1 is just telling y'all about the man, and that's fatherhood, that's 9 to 5, that's entrepreneurship, that's family, those different things. So we articulated that on this project, right? The 7 songs of goodness that we got available. And I just hope everybody, is able to tap in and get a listen. So, like I said, many of us battle with, addiction, watching both my parents, struggle with it, and also lose the battle, but also watching aunties that struggled with it and, eventually ended up winning that battle. So I was able to see, both sides of this battle and able to see people come out from the other side. And me, right? I was supposed to just go back and forth to prison, right? That was the only thing lined up for me. Continue to hustle, continue to engage in the same things you engaged in, and you're going to continue to get the same results. So, watching different friends, going in and out of bids, and I dig it, right? A lot of us haven't learned different ways to skin a cat. See, for me, I've learned other ways to skin a cat. Before, I only knew one hustle, right? But we done learned many other things. But like from the merch, right, to marketing, to many different things others haven't learned. So I don't knock nobody. I understand the grips that, these that fast money has on us, right? Because I was once addicted to getting that fast money, right? That's all I woke up to do. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I thought I'd ever be, right? So I'm glad, we was able to overcome our battle. And it's a constant battle, man. I get offered kilos every week, people, places, and things, right? But, it's about my discipline, and it's about, my goals. And my goals are different. My wants are different. My needs are different, right? My priorities is different. And that's what it really comes down to, right? My priorities is different. I really want to do this music stuff, right? I don't want to get older and be mad at myself that we never even attempted to try to get into the music game. We never even attempted to put a project out. So who is Mr. Wonderful Volume 1? The man, what y'all seeing is resilience, right? Discipline. At times did the confidence waver? Yes. At times did I think we would not be able to get the project completed? Yes. And I say we because even though it's an independent project, right, I didn't do things alone, right? I had assistance with the engineering, right? I'll shout out to Bad Dad Studios, the different producers, right? Scumbag Diggs, Andre Betts, right? So independent just means ownership, right? It doesn't mean alone, right? The different people that gave me motivation, right? My brothers and times I hit them up like, hey, I need some extra funds to go to the studio, right? So again, we was able to produce a beautiful project. I hope y'all enjoy it. It's out there, 7 songs of goodness. And let's just start running down what we talking about. We got a song on there called Done to Me. That's the lead single produced by Andre Betts. My guy got platinum plaques from Madonna and a bunch of different artists in the game. And like I said, if you're not doing music, I can't expect my relationships to just reach back out for me, right? I hollered at him, said, hey, I'm doing music. And he sent me a beautiful beat that I was able to cook up to. Same thing with Scumbag Diggs, right? Through my boy Dusty Reynolds, reached out to him. He reached out to a few producers for me, and they sent me some beats, and that's how we was able to put this first project together. Always more to be done, could always do more, but I'm happy I got it out. I got tired of bumping into people, you know, telling them coming soon, dropping soon, right? We put it out, we see where we corrected, right? The fan base could only get bigger, and to those that been around thus far, right, I hope y'all understand everything we're doing is just trying to get better with the project and, right, trying to give it life. So as we move forward with the project, Volume 1, we're looking to get more performances done. We're looking to get more, be on more podcasts, and again, drop 1 or 2 videos for this specific project. So, yeah, I hope y'all enjoying it, man. And this is about coming out on the other side of all of those obstacles and things that we've seen a lot of us succumb to, right? I look around the music landscape, specifically for our area, right? And I'm like, you know what? It feels like a perfect time for me to get out there, drop a project, and, you know, heat up the streets. So I think the project is doing exactly what I needed it to do. I'm bumping into more producers, bumping into more people, right? And getting more ears and eyeballs on the things that we're doing over here. So yeah, we didn't want to, again, we're not selling no trauma. We're showcasing resilience. We're showcasing triumph, right? We're showcasing you could do all of that to me, right? Antoine Fisher style, right? But we're still gonna come out on the other side as winners. So the Done to Me lead single, Andre Betts, and then we got into A Wonderful Story. A Wonderful Story is my take on Biggie Smalls, I Got a Story to Tell, Slick Rick's A Children's Story, and the blend of the Warriors is One Night, One Fight, Gotta Make It Back to the LES by any means necessary. Yeah, so that's A Wonderful Story. And that takes us right into Right and Wrongs. Right and Wrongs is a song about, you know, things may have been done to you. Everything ain't perfect. Things ain't going your way. But ain't nobody coming to save none of us. So we got to, you know, continue to put one foot in front of the other and make things happen however we can, right? If I would have focused on the things that I didn't have with this project, it wouldn't have been done. If I would have focused on the beats I didn't have, the funds I didn't have, the resources I didn't have, we wouldn't have a beautiful project to present to y'all. So Right and Wrongs is right. I know I can't right all my wrongs, but I can definitely write about them And there's a beautiful quote on that project. Shout out to Martin Luther King. He said if he had sneezed, he wouldn't have been around to see Negroes straighten their backs up. Because a man can't ride you unless your back is bent, right? So on the song, we say that, straighten your backs up, pause. You could hold your applause and keep your awards. I'm down for the cause. So yeah, that's right and wrongs. And then we was feeling the energy when we was writing this song called Happy New Year. This is my toast with y'all. This is my toast to y'all, right? Yeah, it's still early. Any of the goals, anything you had set for yourself to do, let's get it done. The year's still early, right? I know the different things we go through on a day-to-day, right? But I want us to use this song to cheers to each other, toast to each other, and know it's gonna get better, but faith without works ain't gonna get it done. So we gotta do the necessary things to make sure things get better. So from me to y'all, man, Happy New Year. Go check that out. And then we roll into, a lot of albums hit that 3-song pocket. And right about here, we started getting in that 3-song pocket. So this is, right after Happy New Year's, we go right out into Laugh Now, Cry Later, right? And basically, right, a lot of people may have laughed at me, right? Some people may be laughing that I'm still doing this music at this age, but that's what we're doing. So it ain't about the first laugh, it's about the last laugh. And you can laugh now, but you will cry later, because we definitely doing the necessary things to make sure we get to where we're trying to get to. Right after Laugh Now, Cry Later is a song called Sick and Tired. And the song actually comes from a commercial from when I was younger. I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping all my 80s babies remember that commercial. The lady was like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of myself. So, sick and tired comes from being sick and tired of not doing what you want to do, right? Which is this music. And again, like I said, nobody can validate me. They can only co-sign me, right? But I got to do the necessary things, which is write the music, record the music, publish the music. Long as I'm doing those things, I'm an artist. And when I wasn't, I didn't have as much joy as I'm having right now, right? I feel I'm more happier now just because I'm making music. Not that it's viral, not that we sold out, selling out. I'm just happy that it's out there and people could listen to it. So yeah, that was Sick and Tired. And then we ended the project with a song called Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda. Again, I got tired of, running into people and talking about the almost successes, right? What happened when I ran with PMD, right? The times being around Akon and what coulda came of that movement, the times of being around Clark Kent and what should have or would have or could have came from that movement. So, in the studio with DJ Honda, Nation, and, the shoulda, woulda, coulda-ves of if I shoulda did this, I woulda did this, I coulda did this. I just really got tired of that for myself. So that's where that song came about. So yeah, man, please go tap into that. Who is Mr. WonderFu Volume 1, the man, 7 songs of goodness, bunch of dope producers. And for me, I felt the project came together beautifully. The mindset on this project was, like I said, fatherhood, future, family, right? Overcoming generational curses and talking about overcoming those, right? Watching your nephews, nieces, and daughters graduate high school, go on to college. A lot of the things that, many of us didn't do, right? So that's what this project is about, man. We discussing the trauma because naturally those come from a moment in time, but we're talking about, going further, future, family, fatherhood, right? The four F's: family, future, fatherhood, further. So again, that's who is Mr. Wonderful Volume 1, beautiful project. Let's get into a little bit about the artwork. And about 2018, coming out of prison, a family was throwing away some art pieces from an unknown artist from the Lower East Side. His name was Mark F. Dunham. And I asked if I could have some of those pieces of artwork. They said I could. And I had no real purpose for the artwork. I knew I didn't just want to just splash it on merch, just sloppily. So it just been sitting in a nice, folder, all these different artworks for a little while. And I said, you know what? This is how we'll give everything life. What I'm doing life, what the project is doing life. He's from the Lower East Side, I'm from the Lower East Side. So all our artwork, the cover art for this project is from an unknown artist from the East Village. His name was Mark F. Dunham. And the specific painting that we used is a 1980s painting. It's all documented. We was lucky enough for him to have his signature on all these artworks. And the reason why we went with the bright color is something I got from PMD when we was working on that Awakening project, right? When you're independent, you don't have money for big billboards, so those bright colors will help you amplify the message and amplify your movement. So, I'll just keep dropping different gems that, came to me. And definitely shout out to all the different people I done bumped into and liked the project, and people that have assisted with the project. We got a dope event coming up April 12th at the Rose NYC. We're showcasing the album, listening party, performances. So yes, that's April 12th. The time is from 5 to 9. That's a Sunday. That's a beautiful venue, the Rose NYC. Dusty Reynolds should be performing, RJ the Realist, special guests, and I'll be reaching out to a bunch of my friends and so we can come and see what's going on. But right now I need y'all to go check out that Who is Mr. Wonderful project, man. Your feedback is welcome. What you like, what you didn't like, what songs are your favorite, what producers you think I would sound good to their music. Something dope just happened. I actually told Othello on the Beats that just commenting to one of his posts, I was like, yo, I bodied one of your songs, man. And he was like, word, which one? And I let him know which one. So hopefully that can go further. Not saying it will, but just I thank them even for responding, right? That was more motivation for me right there. So please, Who is Mr. Wonderful, right? I could laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny collecting cans, but all of those things made me, right? All of those things made me, right? We don't cap about it now. We was hungry. We took a chance. I'm not blaming my parents. I'm not blaming the system. I'm not blaming the environment, right? We seen the opportunity. We took a chance. That was the only way I was taught how to skin a cat. And like I said, now I know more ways. The music, the merch, the marketing, right? So, and I rap about it now. That's how I'm trying to advance. So for me, I just showed y'all 3 different stages of me, right? From young boy, laughing, collecting cans, being laughed at, right? And we went through that, right? To becoming a young man and stepping in the streets, to becoming a grown man and fatherhood and family and future. Who was Mr. Wonderful? You're about to find out. And check us out, man. Project about to be available on all DSPs, NFTs. Thank y'all for tapping in. We'll see y'all next week.